Year 2011. I was in a camp I will not name, and I was on duty. During this particular night, after I finished my duty, I sat in my office playing computer games while waiting for my time to rest. Then something strange started to happen. I heard a dog barking coming from the parade square. After that, there were knocking on the window. After a while it stopped, so I presumed nothing happened. At about 2 a.m., I was getting sleepy. As I was about to go to sleep, I felt a cold presence. So, in my thought, the air conditioning was set too low. But when I turned around, I saw a lady in white beside me, looking at me while covering the door to the exit. My hand shivered and started to feel very uncomfortable. And at that point, I just closed my eyes and calmed myself down by telling myself that there was nothing there. I went to sleep after that. The next morning, I told my senior about the incident, and she said that it was just my imagination. The following night was my friend's turn to do his duty. After finishing his duty, he went back to the office and went to sleep. Then something woke him up. To his surprise, he saw a creature on top of the ceiling without any facial features except for its grinning mouth. My friend was terrified as he runs to the door and locked the office. As he locked the office, the same creature appeared outside the office ceiling and grinned at him laughing. Terrified, my friend ran towards my officer's office and slept with him. The following morning, he told my seniors he could not conduct any more duty as he was traumatized from the last experience. My senior called up an old man to see what happened, and it seems that he said that they just wanted to play. After he did some chantings, everything went back to normal, except for my friend. I was enlisted in 27 December 1979. I was sent to Pulau Tekong for my BMT. I was in Bravo Company Platoon 5, Section 4. I have personally experienced strange events whilst there. I will share them with you. No training was allowed on Thursday nights. Guard duty on these nights were not performed by recruits. The guards looked like reservists with long hair and faded uniforms. Old birds. Interestingly, at least one of them carried an M16 with a sharpshooter scope attached to the carrier handle. Dogs barked incessantly and howled during these nights. On one of these nights, I was woken up by something bumping into my bottom of the bed. It was a dog. My first instinct was to pull out my rifle cleaning rod and stick it under the bed to try to chase the dog out. It ran down the middle of the bunk and ran out. I ran after it and found that it had stopped in the open area between the bunks. It stared at me unmoving, and I felt the hairs on my neck crawl. I waved the cleaning rod at the dog, then backed up and went into my bunk and back to my bed. The dog did not follow me. On another Thursday night, we were all in the cookhouse for dinner and we heard the sound of soldiers running in time. It was an unusual sight as we watched the entire company with weapons at high point, including the PCs, platoon sergeants and corporals, all at double time. We later found out that the company had been at the 300-meter range and as usual were running late. It suddenly dawned on the OC that they would be returning back to camp after dark if they finished the range, and that it was Thursday night. He ordered the men to stop any further shootings and pack up and load the 3-tonners. Then he remembered that there was no transport bag. He then ordered everyone to stop packing, fall in with the personal equipment and return back to camp at double time. The other officers and NCOs were not too happy with that, until the OT shouted at them and said that unless they got back to camp before dark, they would be in trouble. When the men still looked unhappy, he said Gentlemen, what day is it today? Immediately, the officers and NCOs yelled at the men to fall in double time back to camp. They just made it. One night, I was up late preparing for the inter-company drill competition. After finishing up, I sneaked out to take a shower after lights out. The toilet are in the separate building between the main bunks. The shower are at the far wall directly opposite the entrance to the toilet, and the wash basins are on the wall to each side, and the toilet themselves are facing the showers. So the back of the toilets are essentially a wall blocking a direct view to the showers. To enter, you had to walk into the toilet, turn right or left to go around the back of the wall of the toilet stalls, passing the wash basins. As I entered the toilet and turned to the right, I could see a wash basin. In the mirror above one of the basins, I could clearly see a soldier, his face reflected in the mirror. I could not see him as he was hidden by the toilet stall wall. I thought at first it was just one of the prowler guards who had stepped into for the toilet break. The toilet was dark, yet I could see the soldier clearly as he adjusted the strap of his helmet. Not wanting to get hauled up for breaking lights out, I turned around and snuck back to my bunk and pretended to be asleep. As I lay there, I heard the prowlers coming walk past bunk, but not from the direction of the toilet. They were coming from the opposite side. They walked past the bunk and toilet and continue on the generator set at the end of the bunk. It was then that I realized that the soldier I had seen in the toilet was not one of the prowlers. To this day, I have no idea who it was, but I know for sure it was not one of my buddies. One more note. Many people have said that all this started happening after a recruit went missing during a route march and was found dead the next day. Unfortunately, that is not quite true. That happened in 1983, long after I have completed my BMT in 1980s. The Thursday night trainings restriction was in place long before that. I encountered a spooky incident once at the old CISPAC camp, which was located in the inner side of Pulau Tekong. I still remember the time when it happened. It was around 10 minutes to 6 in the morning. During that time, my company went for a mass run at the SOC course track. After that, we went to the cookhouse for breakfast. From the SOC area to the cookhouse, there was a straight up road linking to the forest. To the right side of the road is the tennis court, and to the left is the Bravo Company and the parade square. At the moment of time, I was looking at the cross junction linking to the forest. I saw a white female figure with long hair floating from the path linking from Bravo Company and then went up the road and cut into the forest. I was so shocked that I could not believe that if I really saw something, or was it due to my fatigue from the run which caused my eyes to play tricks on me. I turned around to my buddy and asked him, "Did you see something?" His answer was, "Yes." The best thing was, the following day, we were having our outfield at the same area where we saw the figure. That night, my buddy had a serious stomach cramp and he was certified out of course. That was the only time I encountered any strange incident at the old CISPAC. By the way, I was lucky enough that I didn't see her face. I only saw her side view of her hair covering her face.